Okay, let's get this over with. Okay, sorry about that, everyone. Let's go to the live scene. There we are. Okay. How's everyone doing tonight? If you're just tuning in, thank you for tuning in. If you've missed the what was going on, I just had to run the video. So let's go into this and just be fast and quick. Sunday, there may not be a Canadian Maker Project episode. The reason for this is I will be at Maker Expo, which is happening in Kitchener, downtown Kitchener. This was kind of a shock to me because I didn't even know about this happening. And someone said, "Oh, do you know about Maker Expo?" I'm like, "Maker what?" in Kitchener. I'm like, "No, don't know anything about it." So what I did is I looked them up, and let me just bring up their site right now, because they've were telling me that Maker Expo went to a different place. So I was like, okay, didn't know there was a Maker Expo up here. There we go, Maker Expo. So Maker Expo is going to be on June 2nd and 3rd of 2018 from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium. So I may be at that location doing some filming. So I'm going to get some filming done. Hopefully they'll be open to it. I mean, I've contacted them on their contact page, and they really didn't reply back to me. All they did is they said, "Here's our press kit, pictures of their logo." And they're like, "You can't alter or edit them." I'm like going, huh? So how am I supposed to turn it into a graphic that I can put onto YouTube? Ugh. I don't care. I'm just going to use their design and just play with it. I don't give a damn anymore. It's like, if you guys aren't going to write back to me about it, then fine. So, you know, this is in Kitchener, Waterloo area, downtown Kitchener. Let's see. I'm just pulling up their website is in really bad shape. Oh, here we go. Finally, I can find out who's going to be there. And honestly, I don't know any of these people. The Nate family, a Maker family journey might be interesting. But other than that, don't see anyone here that's doing anything interesting. I mean, the site looks like they really didn't put a lot of thought into it, because what I'm looking at here, and yeah, that's what they did say. They didn't want you to change the color, the words, or anything on the graphic. But if I'm going to put this on YouTube, I need to change the background color to a opaque, so that I can have it stand out in the YouTube video. But they're saying you can't change any of it. It's just like, well, why don't you give me a PNG file so I can work with it, you know? Yeah, it's aimed at kids, but it's also aimed at the adults too, according to what they're saying here. And thanks for coming in also. Let me just pull up the Maker Expo website for you guys, and you guys can have a look at it too with me. Let's go to main page. Well, that's cute. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's bring this page on. There we go. So there's their front page right here, giving you all the information of when it's going to be happening. So I click on more info. Already, you can see that the site needs some work and speed loading. So Thursday, May 31st, there's a volunteer meeting, and then there's a one on Friday, June 1st, which I won't be going to either one of those. Set up and tear down. I'll try to get some video from then. If you want to look at sponsors. So that's all they went after. There's a lot of other maker companies they could have gone after. They could have talked to 3D Spool. I would have talked to also the guys over at filaments.ca. I think it's nice that they got the University of Waterloo, Conestoga College, and they got Whitford Lauderdale University to all help out. The Audit Kitchener Memorial, which was kind of interesting. Communitech, which is a community of technical advisors out here in the Kitchener-Waterloo area that try to bring the community and tech together. It's an interesting company. The Underground Studio Makerspace, which I've never heard of those guys. Pioneer Balloons Canada, they're a balloon company if you want to go on a balloon trip. Pretty cool company, actually. And then they got Traces. Green printing industry. So, and then organized sponsors, they got Mindful Makers and Tinker Truck, which both of them I've not even heard of. Don't know if you guys have heard of them, but if you have, leave a comment on the message if you're already chatting with us. If not, just leave a message down at the bottom, a comment. I'm hoping to go here and get some footage and see what I can find out. They have a speaker series also. And those are the people that are speaking. So you have Andrea Fossora of University of Waterloo, Events Gender Equality in STEM. I know what STEM is all about, but I'm not too sure I understand why they would have that as the opening, but okay. Waterloo Memorial Fair, 20 years of swordplay and pageantry. If you're into, probably he's going to be talking a lot about fabrication of making swords and such, or he's going to be talking about, what he does at the convention. That should be interesting. Then we have astronauts, space robotics. Every child is a creator. That's more aimed at kids. Innovation Labs, the introduction of things in small cities. You know what? A lot of this, I don't know. I'm definitely going to go check it out because it is interesting. The exhibitors is what I'm actually interested in more about. And this is something they really need to fix is their webpage loading. Holy crow. So they got like the art industry. Art industries are going to be there. Canned lightning. That might be interesting. Even though, may not be anything cool. Then you got Bat Brawl. So you got Robot Fighting League there, which would be fun to talk to those guys. Robotics and education. Creating with Code Mobile. Clear Path Robotics, which I would love to talk with them. Made in Kitchener, I'm not sure what that's all about, but I'll talk with them. Makers Co podcast. Ooh. Okay, so we got a Makers podcast going on there. Nice. So you have virtual reality trade into computer programming. So I hope I'm passing on. Electronic design and embedded programs. I'm not sure what that's all going to be all about, but I'll check it out. CNC technology and woodworking. Come on. As we are makers, we're also like to get into some CNC stuff. I like to see their CNC machines and try it out. Critical Media Labs. Let's see what they're all about. DIY Pinball. This might be fun. If you are anything like me, you remember going to the big arcades, with the big machines, and you see those pinball machines and the noise. That might be interesting to check out. Simulator, I might pass. Stationary Garden. Drew Ripley Entertainment. Rival Bricks. The Hacksmith. This guy's interesting. He's come up with a lot of interesting stuff. The guys at Robotics, CAF Labs, they're a huge makerspace out here in the Kitchener-Waterloo area. Same with Lee Valley Tools. Lee Valley, you need tools? Lee Valley's where you go, man. They have some expensive tools, but they are great. Leonard Solder with Laurier. The Big Book Project. Makers Making Change. That might be interesting to have a look at. But all in all, like, I'm going to go out here. I'm going to, drop some gear down and videotape what I can and try to capture all this that's going on. I might meet some amazing people and, talk about the makers, talk about making all together, or we might not. It's hard to say. But if you guys want some more info, you can go to makerexpo.ca, and all that information will be there on their website. But, yeah, it looks like this is more aimed at the kids. But, what if there's more to it? I'm clicking on this website, and the one thing I will say about the website, they really need to work on the website. The website's, whoa. Load times are incredibly hard. Like, I'll tell you right now, my load times are pretty damn fast. I can go to any page, flip, done. Their page load times, oh boy. Yeah, they're slow. I've not seen a website this slow. Even doing the stream, guys, it slowed down. I'd say about another 2 minutes to load up a page. And yes, this has already been cached in my system. It should not take that long for it to load up. I've already cached this already. And it seems like they're really covering these Nate the kids in Nate, and then they're talking about all the speakers that are going to be there. So I'm going to find out what this is all like and go down there and talk with them and see what I think of the whole situation. Get back to you guys about it. But if I'm back in time Sunday, I will do a Sunday night broadcast. You might even see a out of the blue broadcast because, here I am. I'm just out here at the event. So I may just pick up my phone and go, hello, live cast, stream it live. Hard to say what I want to do yet. Yeah, well, matters on that part. But right now I got some new stuff printing because I broke a piece on my printer. Long story short, but the X1 has a piece that was not sitting on it properly and was making my spool do this, which then allowed my spool to fall, which I did not know, and screwed up the filament as it was going for the printer and caused me to have a print fail. So I have to reprint it all back out again. So once that's printed, then I'll be putting that back together, and hopefully I can get the X1 out soon as I can. I'm hoping that tomorrow I'm just going to sit downstairs and just record, and just make sure it gets out there. Yeah, it's aimed at beginners and kids mostly, but if they got some of the real maker crews down there, I want to talk with them and say, hey, I'm a maker too. I'm producing YouTube stuff. They might want to get involved. I'm just saying. I understand what you're going. I understand completely what you're saying. There's also a project I'm working on, which may or may not happen. I will talk a little bit more about this because this could be big. When I mean big, I mean big. I'm talking like big. An event that's okay. Well, I'll let you guys know a little bit. I'm thinking of starting my own convention dealing in the 3D printers only. Another Rap Fest. Where will it be? I don't know that as of yet. How much will it be? I would want it to be free, but because of limited amount of space and where I could do it, and the cost that values it can vary. I wish I could be a little bit more, straight up with you guys and say, yeah, it's going to cost X amount. Nothing's been set yet. I don't know how many people I can get involved. I'm going to be talking to a lot of companies, firing it off to them, and I want to make some packages. I'm going to talk to some other some other rep. I'm going to talk to the other two rep raps, like rep rap in the Murph and Earth. I'm going to talk to both of their creators and, you know, get an idea of like how much does this cost? How soon did you have to plan it? How did you book this place to be at the price that you got it at? And, you know, get an idea of costs. And if I can do it at a good price, then yeah, I'll look at it. I'm going to need more support people though, but yeah, guys, if I'm, you know, if it's possible, I might make it just in Buffalo. That way it's in the US. That way we don't have to worry about, you know, transportation as much. And to go to Buffalo, it's only an hour from Toronto. So we may have a lot of Canadian makers showing up from the Toronto and Ontario area. Just saying. It could become that big. And if I can get that done, I will do it. How many of you guys would be interested in that? Leave a comment down below. If you're live in the chat, you can put down your chat. Yeah, that sounds great, or no, that sounds terrible. But yeah, it's something I'm thinking of. I guess it'd be BRRF. Barf. That doesn't sound right. Oh well. Barf. You know, BRRF. Barf. But yeah, so you know, if I can make this work, I'll look into it. But yeah, it's just one of the many things I've already started working on. So let's see what happens. Hey, Red Light, thanks for jumping in, man. I'm just talking about the Maker Expo and project I'm working on, which is probably going to become like Earth and like Murph, just to be called Burf. BRRF. Barf, barf, barf. It'll be, I don't know how you do that. No, I don't have any experience. That's why I'm like going to be talking to others to get involved and to put this together if we can. It's going to be I've had public experience working in cons and such. I've volunteered for a lot of projects where I've been running around like a chicken with my head chopped off, but I've dealt with like media and everything else. I'm used to that type of stuff. So, you know, getting media information out, it's not a problem. Cool then. Yeah, so I'm hoping maybe to have it out, like have some more information soon. Once I have more information, I will release it. But yeah, no, I'm dedicated to this because I think it's needed. We don't have anything like that out here in Canada, so why not produce something? Just saying. But yeah, no, I was also talking about the Maker Expo that's happening out here in Kitchener-Waterloo, Red Light. And yeah. Oh, I understand that 100%, Mike. Honestly, I do. And I'm going to be very cautious about what's needs to be done. I know that venues cost money. I know there's deposits, and I know there's insurance. Usually the insurance is covered under the venue, depending on where the venue is and depending on how much the venue is going to cost you. And a lot of times venues do, like, I know that if I was to do the venue at, where was that place? Fully. If I did one at Exhibition Place, I know I can buy the insurance from, I know that the insurance is covered by the actual venue, but you pay more. Now, depending on how that works, that I do not know. But I do know that if I wanted to set up an event at Exhibition Place, which is a big, huge fairground in the downtown city core, home of the CNE, Canadian National Exhibition, that place, they have insurance for, like, because I was getting a booth down there one year, and they told me, well, the insurance cost, they told me the booth is about $25 per square. Like, I think it was like $25 a day. It worked out too. It was really cheap. but the insurance was covered under the venue. But I needed to pay for, like, if I want power or anything else, that was bloody expensive because they had to come bring in a power guy to wire everything up and give me internet and everything else I would need. So that became expensive. But as a venue place to show off stuff, it was like $25 a day is what it worked out to. And it was like, oh, that's not too bad. I mean, that covered my park. That covered even the parking, which was fabulous. And that's going back about 7 years ago, 8. No, sorry, 10 years ago. Yeah. And at that time, $25 a day, and it was open for 30 days. It was $1,000. Came out close to $1,000. I was like, yeah, ouch, for 30 days. So yeah, it got expensive really fast. But yeah, that was back in the day when they used to run the CNE close to 30 days. Then they knocked it down to 18. Now I think it's only run 13 days now, which is really pathetic. I remember going to CNE and enjoying everything, going on the rides, enjoying the whole Midway experience, and being able to go more than once a month, once in that time period. But now I heard that they've gone down to 13. I'm just going, that's not long enough. It needs to be longer. People that go to the CNE enjoy the CNE for what it is. It is an extravaganza to buy, an extravaganza for those rides. Sure, you don't have the room anymore in the Midway, but still. Yeah, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. The CNE, how small, how much dense that CNE has become now. Like it used to be from Princess Gates to the Dufferin Gates was the whole CNE ground. Now they've completely packed it in. The agricultural center is now known as Vibe Music Hall, which is now a nightclub. On the other side of the CNE, you have your Better Living Center. Now we have the NTC, or now it's Electra Center or something, which is attached to the Horse Palace. The Horse Palace has lost their Coliseum to the Marleys. And the food building is still the food building. But the food building no longer has the pumps working anymore to pump up the water through the glass to keep the building cool. Yeah, so it is what it is. Hey, thanks Red Light for coming in. I do appreciate it. I'm going to be ending the stream now, but I want to thank you all for tuning in. Just to let you know, there may not be a Sunday episode, so I do apologize in advance. I may pop up in the middle of the day, record some video, tell you guys how it's going. If I find anything interesting, I might just do it right away and just do live. I'm going to be there with my crew, including the big boy who operates my camera. I should point out, there's a clip where my film guy and me and Pruja are talking and got caught behind Tom Sandler. And you can just see my friend standing there with the camera. It caught me off guard because when I saw it, I went, oh my God. And the funny thing is, if you watch Tom Sandler's that scene before you see us in the background talking with Pruja, there's a scene where Tom's interviewing someone and there's Pruja just making funny, weird faces in front of him, like in the background. And that's when I ran into Pruja and I talked to him for a few seconds. And he said, yeah, let's do this, if it would be okay. So it is what it is. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. And like I said, if you are new to this, you can subscribe at the bottom, which I know you guys aren't, but to the new people, if you're just catching me for the first time, our subscribe button's right there. Ring the bell. And until next time, have fun and keep printing, everyone. Thanks for watching.